Welcome to another heartfelt story from Monkey Pen. Today we bring you the story, Hop Along, written by T.Albert and beautifully illustrated by Maa Illustrations. It is a touching tale of resilience, hope, and finding strength in the most unexpected places. Join Aabhas on his journey as he overcomes loss and discovers a new way to embrace life. Let's begin.
My name is Aabhas, and I would like to share my story with you. It is a story that you may think sad. You may be asking why I want to share a story that may be sad. There is an easy answer, but I think I will let you find it in my story. I will help you understand by first telling you that nothing is as bad as you first think it might be. That is not to say it is not bad, or that it is not unhappy. But if you seek comfort, you just may find it. I did. I now live with my grandfather Adi and my grandmother Aabhas in the United States. They own a small shop in a small town in New Jersey. It is a deli, and all of us are quite busy serving the many customers. I am a little slow helping them because I must be in a wheelchair, but do not feel bad for me. In time, I will be able to use crutches, and maybe, just maybe, I will be able to walk, run, and hop, as I did in Ponder. I moved here from Ponder, a small town on the southeast coast of India, after my family and I were in a very bad automobile accident. I am glad my grandparents could bring me to America, as they are now the only family I have. For that, I am most grateful. I do not remember the accident. I only remember opening my eyes in a hospital and seeing my grandfather Adi sitting next to me. "Grandfather," I whispered, "what happened?" As I waited for his response, I looked at him, saw him smile, and several tears run down his cheek. "I will explain later," he said. "You now only need to know that you have been in a long and deep sleep and are in America with your grandmother Aabhas and I." I wanted to ask more questions, but I must have fallen back to sleep. The next day, my grandfather Adi explained what had happened in Ponder, and that I was in a hospital in America. He also explained that my legs were not working and that I would need to be in a wheelchair. My grandmother Aabhas interrupted him and said, "The doctor told me that with much work you would be able to use crutches." Then she looked at me, smiled softly, and said, "Who knows what the future may hold?" I cried for a long time as my grandmother Aabhas held me, and we all wept for our losses. For several days I was very angry and sad, but as time passed, I healed and became stronger. I will never understand why everything happened as it had, but my grandmother Aabhas helped me understand that there was a bright future. My grandfather Adi helped me understand that it was up to me to find it. In time, I was well enough to be released from the hospital, and even though I was in a wheelchair, I was happy to be going home. As we left the hospital, I could only see very tall buildings. It was a city like I had never seen before. So many buildings and so much noise, much different from Ponder. After driving for some time, the tall buildings got shorter, and eventually the city turned to large towns and then small towns. The grey background of the buildings slowly disappeared and replaced by green trees and low, rolling mountains. We passed several large lakes, and the deep blue water contrasted sharply with the green trees and light blue sky. It was very pretty and again much different from Ponder. The car slowed and turned from the road into a parking area. "We are here," Grandmother Aabhas said with a smile. As my grandfather Adi helped me into my wheelchair, he explained that during my time in the hospital, they had changes made to the home. Ramps replaced stairs and everything made to make it easier on me. They showed me around, and when I was comfortable with my new home, they let me explore the area. Later that day, they brought me to the store and explained what I would be doing to help their customers. When I awoke the next morning, I heard many birds in the back of the house. Honk, 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 they made such a loud noise. Not the pretty song most birds sing. It was hard, but I got dressed and slid into my wheelchair from the bed. I worked my way through the house and onto the back porch. From there I could see many large birds, some lying in the grass, others chased one another, some were eating and others flew in and out. I had never seen birds like these and wished I could run through the yard as many were doing. I became sad. As I watched the birds and dreamed of chasing them, I heard my grandmother Aabhas say, "They are Canadian geese and they visit here each fall. Some even stay here all year." As she bent down to kiss my forehead, she whispered, "I know you are feeling sad, but you will do just fine, even in your wheelchair. In fact, one of those birds has only one leg and he survives just fine. I call him Hop-along. Look, you can't miss him." "But he has wings and can fly," I said in a sad voice. "But you have wheels and can roll," she replied.